It's official. Foreign aid has been DOGE'd after John Roberts of the Supreme Court ruled that Trump has the right to freeze the money. USAID staff cleared out their desks today, and Musk says we've just saved $60 billion. DOGE found a $75 million contract for inclusive justice in Colombia, $40 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment, another $40 million for female empowerment in Colombia. Pretty sure this money's for cocaine. But don't worry, we're also going to give the Caribbean $3 million for being gay and lesbian. You're gay, and we want you to stay that way. And we still had money left over for terrorists.
Mr. Roman, are you aware that we are sending $40 million a week to the Taliban?
Yes, sir.
Can you name other instances of foreign aid going to terrorist organizations?
We have assisted al-Shabaab in Somalia. There's been instances of the Khamsi network in Sudan, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Hezbollah, Kata'iba Hezbollah, Hayat Tahrir al-Shams in Syria. Dozens of terror organizations have received indirect assistance from U.S. foreign aid.
Are we funding terrorists so we have something to do with our missiles? The media doesn't want anything cut unless it's a circumcision.
Trump talked about all the stuff DOGE is cutting and all the stuff they're not cutting, and it got weird.
20 million here, 30 million here for, you know, a little educational course on something. Circumcision, right? Circumcision.
That long, rambling response actually reminds me of circumcision because somebody really should have cut that head off.
DOGE has their brains so scrambled. Now The View is begging for deportations.
The guy was not born in this country, who was born under apartheid in South Africa, so has that mentality going on. He was pro-apartheid, as I understand it. Now I'm getting some flack because I said that Musk was pro-apartheid. I don't really know for sure if he was. He grew up at that time when apartheid was in full bloom, before the great Nelson Mandela fixed that. He was around at that time, but maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. He might have been a young guy, too.
Might have been.
So don't be suing me, okay, Elon? They're allowed to say any lie they want, but we have to be really strict. That's why this show's important.
Yeah, it is.
Did Joy Behar just say go back to Africa? I don't think you can say that, can you? And I guess we finally found out where Democrats stand on illegal immigration. Deport Musk and keep MS-13. They let millions of illegal Chinese, Muslims, and Venezuelans into America, but Musk, who's been a citizen for 22 years, he's got to go. So what if he's going to colonize Mars and build their electric cars? Go back to Africa. All of a sudden, saving taxpayers' money is treason.
The prices at the grocery store are going up because democracy is being taken away.
We are in the middle of a totalitarian fascist coup in this country.
But if we were being honest, there should be a breaking news banner on CNN and MSNBC all day long. Yes. We are in dictatorship right now.
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, Democrats must be insane to think the dictator hoax is going to work after losing every swing state with it. And now they think Big Balls is going to peek into their tax returns.
If we had a president AOC, a liberal Democrat president, who brought in a bunch of her friends, and they brought their laptops, and they started taking all the data and doing whatever they wanted to, Republicans would be in the streets as well they should. This is no way to run a government. This is a dangerous precedent that's being set.
Well, they did that. Where was Van Jones when Trump's tax returns got leaked? That little liberal, leaky little John, remember, stole 400,000 of Americans' tax returns. 400,000. Leaked them to the press, and Maddow waved it in the air like it was a righteous act. And Leaky Little John was just a contractor. Elon's a presidential appointee who hasn't stolen or leaked a thing. Democrats are worried about security because they're the ones who can't be trusted with it. Hillary had a home server in her basement with secrets in it. And when she got caught, acid washed it. Elon's not just about cutting the fat. Listen, hundreds of federal workers are being promoted daily every time we encounter excellence. Democrats are squealing Trump's going to cut Medicaid, but look what we found here. California was caught using Medicaid to pay for art and music lessons. Oregon was caught using Medicaid for cooking classes, air conditioners, and mini fridges. DOGE is saving us all money, and Democrats are fundraising to stop it.
I just left a massive citizen meeting that I organized on about 24 hours, 48 hours notice. Hundreds of people standing up with one voice to say we are not going to allow for the billionaires to take over our government. And I need your help right now to stand up and help me build the kind of political operation all across the country that we need to fight back against this hateful, destructive agenda from Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
Now things are starting to get dangerous. Police just arrested a trans man named Lucy.
On February 7th, police reported there was an arson attempt, plus acts of vandalism, including graffiti on some of the vehicles deemed offensive and hateful in nature.
February 24th, Monday evening, we were working surveillance where we then encountered the defendant.
The suspect, identified as 40-year-old Lucy Grace Nelson, was stopped before committing what would have been considered a Class 3 felony. Nelson was arrested on multiple charges, including felony mischief, but the most concerning one to police was the use of explosives or incendiary devices.
The devices that were discovered had potential for serious damage.
The left spends all day calling Elon a fascist who should go back to Africa, and all of a sudden, Antifa is planning explosives at Tesla dealerships. The threat level is so high that Musk has U.S. Marshals augmenting his private security. I guess Democrats only like billionaires who add to the debt. Elon's going to push hard no matter what it is. He's a pioneer. His brain's wired to break things and create things and not be like everybody else. So when Trump and Elon see a wall, they don't stop. They go right through it.
Isn't it like mind-blowing that this has happened? I mean, it just... And what, by the way, why do we still know nothing about that guy in Butler? What's going on? Cash is going to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, there you go.
By the way, yeah.
If Democrats are worried what we're finding in government, the graft and their kickbacks, wait until we start sniffing around Butler. Wait until DOGE, Cash, and Bondi pull the files on Butler, PA. The FBI closed that investigation real quick. No toxicology, body cremated, electronics black-holed, and the Crooks family hires an expensive attorney. With what money? Pinch yourself. Go ahead, do it. We're living through history. No one's been able to cut waste in Washington. Nixon, Reagan, Clinton, Obama, they all tried, couldn't do it until now.
We are having great success in slimming down our government. It's been really very successful, and some took payouts and buyouts, and others took other things, and some people we're finding out don't even exist. We're finding that we have a lot of people that don't exist, that people thought that did.
We're even digitizing the retirement cave.
The administration came to us with a challenge, something we've never done before. Process a retiree end-to-end digitally without printing anything to paper. The deadline, in a week.
The first time I went to the mine, the picture I had in my mind was something from the X-Files. Some retirees have a lot of paper, a lot more than others, and that there were a couple we encountered that actually had pallets of communication.
We were asked, how long would it take to do this completely digitally? We gasped and said, 7 months, maybe 12 months.
We got it done in record time within 2 days without printing one piece of paper.
Things are changing fast. And there's a lot of emotion around that. No one says this was going to be easy. Voters said when they put Trump back in the White House, they wanted him to come in and deliver, quote, complete overhaul. This is going to make a lot of people very uncomfortable. Trump's been shot. Elon, the second most targeted man in the world. The Democrats are desperate, and their bases are telling them to go harder. Ironically, the voice of reason in a moment like this is Pretty Boy Floyd.
We had Trump before. We didn't appreciate him. But I think Trump is a great president. Actually, he's the best president. In my eyes, he's the best president we ever had. A great businessman. Trump has done an amazing job. And a lot of people around America are upset. But no matter who goes in the White House, we're always upset.
Right.
And I think Trump is the man for the job.